do it. Let's fucking do it. At the start of the year, I had this brainwave of an idea, not a new idea, I'm quite sure, but it was new to me. In lieu of any direction in my life, I'll just run little experiments, little investigations into what happens if ... What happens if I dance to a song every day? What happens if I start a blog? What happens if I post on Instagram daily? What happens if I stop drinking coffee? I don't know. Genius. Do that. So I bought a domain. I set up a blog. Cut to 9 months later, I have not done that. I had a whole chicken or the egg conundrum. I found it tricky to write about an experiment that I hadn't done yet. And I also lacked any sort of routine or motivation or discipline to carry out the experiments to give me something to write about. Next big plan, because I'm full of big plans, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I couldn't say where that came from. Big old voice in the back of my head was like, oh, the audacity. You can't have a YouTube channel. You're an idiot. If you think anyone's going to watch you on YouTube and like fancy just putting yourself on YouTube. Like, who do you think you are? Anyway, loser, you have fun with that. So, you know, that's been a whole time. So clearly, YouTube, terrible idea. Nonetheless, here we are. I am notorious for coming up with a plan, mapping it so many steps into the future that I've lost sight of how it's even gonna happen. And so I can the whole thing. It's a terrible idea. I'll never be able to do it. And that's that for I have just a dump pile over here of ideas that have gone to die because I didn't have the balls to do anything with them. A conclusion that I've drawn recently is that all the hopes and dreams that I've ever had for my future all live on the other side of starting, for one thing. Starting. How fucking hard is starting? Anyway, that's why we're here, and it's shit because we're starting. But they are all on the other side of putting myself out there, risking looking a little bit silly, and walking a walk. Because mate, I talk a lot of talk and I very rarely carry through with the talk. In these past 24 hours, it has been made abundantly clear to me that this habit I have of talking a talk and then waiting for it to arrive, or perhaps it's not that I'm waiting, perhaps it's that I am just so terrified that if I can convince myself that it's a bad idea and it's not really the thing, then I chase the next thing, and it's a perpetual cycle which keeps me from ever having to act on it and do the doing. And that's not a system that's working for me. And so here we are. Introducing Chronicles of Eudaemonia, which was the domain I bought back at the start of the year. This is not succinct. Eudaemonia. What is eudaemonia? Eudaemonia comes from the Greek. It's from good, meaning good, and daemon, meaning spirit. Good spirit. Loosely translated in English to happiness. But it's not really happiness, it's more of like striving for happiness. Striving for a good life. As opposed to in the West, we use happiness as like a fleeting binary term. You're happy or you're sad. It's also like a whole philosophy. Debated hotly, I believe, across the centuries. I haven't gotten that deep. I just thought it was a cool word. So, Chronicles of Eudaemonia, except, does that mean, that's like ATM machine or PIN number. The Chronicles of Eudaemonia, the Chronicles of the striving for the happy. I don't think it makes sense. I need to learn how to use it in a sentence. I've already paid for the domain. The name stays. So that is the Chronicles of Eudaemonia. And why should you care? Well, isn't that an interesting question? Because this is a channel with no subscribers. Video number 1. There is no you to do any caring. Isn't that philosophical? Anyway, what are my hopes for 100 videos? Who knows? Who knows? If nothing else, I will have a record of whatever the fuck I do for 100 videos. If it develops a habit, if it... I mean, who knows? And if there becomes some yous who might care to join me on the journey. So wanky. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, who knows where we could be in 100 videos? But that is the Chronicles of Eudaemonia. What is it, and why should you care? That was fucking weird. Until the next one. Oh, God.